Hello to everyone. This is Maryam from Mohammed Bani Hashim Advocates, and today we would like to discuss a separate topic about the rent matters. I believe so everyone faces some issues about the rent. For example, rent prices, tenancy agreements, registration of the rent deposit, etc. etc. So today we would like to discuss all these points and of course to give some short advices and solutions. In UAE, the law and the procedure in the rent cases varies from emirate to emirate. Only in one emirate of Dubai, there is a separate competent authority and the separate law on the rent. So all the rent dispute, all the rent matters will be raised in front of the separate court, RDC, Rent Dispute Committee. If you have a problem in other emirates, so you will have to go to the main court and to raise a civil case, main court. So now we would like to give an advice for all the landlords and the tenants about any related matters in the rent cases. Please keep all your original tenancy agreements with you, all the receipt, all the copies of the checks, and of course the identity cards about each party, including the agent, such as ID cards, copies of the passport, and of course power of attorney. We would like to highlight that if you don't have some of these documents, in future if you have a dispute, it can be hard to raise the case in the court. So now we would like to discuss the most common issues that can happen with you in rent relations. The most important and really serious issue when the tenant is not paying the rent. So non-payment of the rent. What to do in this situation? If you're a landlord and your tenant is not willing to pay the rent, don't waste the time. Directly make for him a legal notice. Wait for 30 days after the receival of the legal notice and raise the case in the competent court, in RDC or the main court. The second example, sublease. This is a very common thing here in UAE. And usually when the landlord is not living here in UAE, he can give his premises in rent for some tenant, and after signing the contract to realize that the tenant simply gave it to sublease. For example, sharing. This is the very good and very bright example of sublease. So according to the law, if the sublease is not approved by the landlord, you can simply evict both the tenant and subtenant for illegal sublease. For the rent cases connected with sublease, we recommend to follow these advices. For all landlords, kindly provide the proof for the court about sublease, whether you are going to RDC or the main court. You have to have witnesses who will give a statement about the lease, and also you can ask the competent authorities to send a proper person to keep the record about the sublease. If you don't follow these examples, simply the judge can refuse the case about sublease. So the third example, dealing with the fake real estate agent. You'll find different real estate agents here in UAE. Not everyone is working legally. So if you are a tenant and you are willing to rent out the apartment or a villa or whatever from the agent, we recommend, first of all, before signing a contract, please check his identity and check his authorization. So for example, ask from him the power of attorney from the real owner to the real estate agency, where you will see that the right for dealing is already provided. And also ask from him the agreement where he will have a right to do the following actions, for example, to give you the premises in rent. So if you will not follow these advices, you can simply give your money not to the right person, and you'll find out that you simply cannot use this rent anymore. And one more example, not receiving of the deposit. Mostly it's dedicated for the tenants who decided to terminate or who just finished their tenancy agreement and they did not receive the deposit from the landlord or the agent. For all the tenants who face this issue, we recommend not to waste time, of course, also, and to file and to raise the case in the competent court in RDC or the main court against the landlord or the agent. Here it's important to understand who was the person who received your deposit, so this person has to return the deposit back. These are the most common questions about the rent matters. If you have a separate questions or you would like to discuss a separate topic about the rent or other matters, please feel free and write to us. Also, we engage everyone to share your feedback. I hope you get a useful information from our video. Knowing your rights will always put you on the safe side of the law. Thank you for your attention and have a good day.